All right. Well, hello, everyone joining us for Virtual College Exploration Week. So we are very excited to welcome you to the Virtual College Exploration for all Wisconsin students, sponsored by the Wisconsin Association for College Admissions Counseling and StriveScan. So we're very appreciative that you're here with us this evening, and thank you for joining us for exploring your college options in South Carolina. So with that, I will kick it over to our wonderful presenters to take it from here. And you will just see some details on the screen about how you can submit questions in our question and answer section. Do know that this is a webinar form, so your camera and microphone are off, and that there are always other sessions to sign up for that you can access at wacac.com, which is also the place where you can also view a recording of today's session. And with that, again, I will kick it over to our presenters.
Thank you. My name is Maggie Murphy, and I'm from Furman University. Let me go ahead and bring up my presentation here. I'm happy to be with everybody tonight and share a little bit about Furman. So Furman University is located in Greenville, South Carolina. Let me get in my presenter view here. Okay. Furman is located in Greenville, South Carolina. For those of you that have explored this area of the country before, we're located right between Atlanta and Charlotte. We're about a couple hours from the ocean and just about an hour from the mountains. So as you can imagine, it's absolutely gorgeous and a lot to offer everybody. We have 2,800 undergraduate students at our institution. And something that's unique is the fact that we actually have representation from 48 different states in 22 different countries. So when students talk about Furman, oftentimes people will say, oh, it must be a Southern school. I would say more so we're located in the South, but because of the fact that we draw so many students from a variety of areas, it allows us to have a much bigger feel. We have over 60 different areas of study, everything from business and biology to music, arts, theater, pre-engineering, pre-law, you name it, typical liberal arts experience. One of the things that makes it very unique for us is our size and how we have small class sizes. Our average class size is 15, and our student to faculty ratio is 10:1. So if you're looking for an opportunity where your professors are going to know you, they're going to know your name, you're going to be engaged and involved in working with your peers and with your professors, Furman might be the place that you'd be interested in. None of our classes have more than 35 students. We cap them at that. And all of our classes are taught by the actual professors. We don't have any TAs teaching any of our courses. Another thing that is unique about Furman would be the fact that we are 100% residential. Students live on campus all 4 years, and we guarantee that housing for all 4 years. When we look at our student breakdown of our enrollment, our diversity percentage is just over 20%, and that's something we're also very proud of as we bring in so many different students from different backgrounds from all the different states and countries presented. And lastly, before we head to our next slide, would be the fact that we do have 18 Division I athletic teams. Pretty uncommon for a school our size, especially being liberal arts, that we would have so many Division I athletic teams. We're part of the Southern Conference. For those of you that know anything about Furman or have had the opportunity to meet somebody who's attended Furman, they're quite proud, not only of our athletic teams, but of the entire institution. One of the things that you'll often hear from us is the Furman Advantage, and it's much more than just a slogan. The Furman Advantage is essentially our promise to each and every student that comes to Furman that they're going to have a personalized 4-year pathway to graduation. We don't do anything in a cookie cutter sense. Instead, we want students to be able to tailor a program of learning that they want that's going to help them reach their goals, not only as a student, but also as an individual. And we do this through our high impact engaged learning experiences. Those 3 areas would be undergraduate research, internships, and study away. We're actually ranked third in the nation for undergraduate research availability. And you need to think beyond lab coats and microscopes. While we have plenty of our traditional research that occurs in those areas, we actually conduct research in all of our curricular areas. And it's the students who are getting published. It's the students who are conducting the research and then going on to present that to national conferences. We have a very large internship opportunity program for our students as well. We have over 200 different business partners in the greater Greenville area that we work with. And on top of that, a lot of students will either go to their home state or home city, or even travel to some different areas for internship opportunities. And then lastly, another way for engaged learning experience would be through study away. We call it study away because we have domestic as well as international opportunities, but it's a little different at FURMAN because they're all FURMAN programs. It's FURMAN faculty taking FURMAN students to different destinations. And this is really a great opportunity for students not only to travel and to take advantage of an area that they've maybe never been to, but also it allows them just that opportunity to get off of campus and explore. It's also very affordable because of the fact that any financial aid you receive, whether it's in the form of institutional aid or scholarship, all of that is fully transferable. The next part of our FURMAN advantage would be our team of advisors and mentors. We believe that the more we can support our students from a variety of angles, the more successful they'll be. So from day one, when you decide to enroll at FURMAN, you're going to be working with professors and advisors that are going to help you not only figure out your schedule and your pathway and opportunities for exploring different areas so you can determine what it is you want to specifically study or what career path you might want, but you're also going to have this team that's going to help you just navigate college life. And they're going to help you understand and explore and be aware of different opportunities to help you be best prepared to work and either enter the workforce or go on to graduate school. We have a very robust alumni association. We have over 30,000 different active alums that work with our students on a regular basis and help them discover their full potential. And then lastly, we want to look beyond our FURMAN community. So we have these leading institutes and centers that help students explore themselves and explore the world around them outside of our gates. And we do this through our SHI Center for Sustainability. We have our Riley Institute, which deals with public policy and politics. And then we also have our Shucker Leadership Institute. I mentioned before that we are 100% residential. So a lot of different opportunities for students to live on campus, everything from traditional dorm rooms to suite style, apartment complexes, and our eco cabins on lake. We are a very involved and active community. We offer over 165 different clubs and organizations for students to be involved with. And this really rings true for our students who want the opportunity to be involved outside of the classroom. Our largest student organization would be our Heller Service Corps, which I think speaks volumes to the type of student who selects FURMAN. It's somebody who wants to make a difference. And located just 10 minutes from the 4th fastest growing city in the nation, Greenville provides a great opportunity, not only as an extension of the classroom and those opportunities, but also just a chance for our students to plug into a community with some big city atmosphere as far as sports and the arts and entertainment. Shifting gears, we do accept either the Common App or the Coalition app. And just a couple of things that we're going to be looking at. Obviously, your transcript and taking a look at the rigor and the type of coursework you're taking. We focus on your GPA, but only for your core classes. So math, science, social studies, English, and world language. And then we'll take a look at your school report so we understand fully the context of what's available at your school and how your school is set up. On the right-hand side, we've got our letters of recommendation, test scores, and resume. Those items are all optional. They aren't required. The one I really want to point out, because it seems to be on everybody's mind these days, would be test scores. We are test optional. We have been for many years. just know that you're fully eligible for any scholarships or other financial awards, even though you don't submit test scores. We've got our dates and deadlines. I'm going to skip over those. That's something you can look up. But then lastly, just talking a little bit about our financial setup. The first thing you'll notice about a private liberal arts institution is the cost. But what you need to look beyond there is the fact that small liberal arts schools, private institutions can package their financials different than state schools. We award over $50 million every year in grants and scholarships, which allows us to make this much more affordable and achievable for many families. You do not have to submit a separate application for scholarship consideration when you apply to FURMAN. We automatically screen you for those. We have our Bell Tower Awards, which are worth $5,000 to $25,000 per year. We have our Towns and Hollingsworth scholarships, which are worth $35,000 per year, plus stipends for internships and study away. And then we also have our James B. Duke full tuition scholarship, which is just that, for full tuition for all 4 years. And then on top of those, we have our talent-based scholarships for our athletics, music, and Army ROTC. And then lastly, we encourage everybody to apply for need-based aid. And in order to do that, you would fill out both your FAFSA and the CSS profile. Here's some of my contact information. And obviously I will be available for the questions and answers afterwards. Next is going to be Rajanda, and she's going to be talking about the University of South Carolina.
Hello, everyone, and I hope you all are doing well. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here so that you can see this presentation that we have for you guys. Okay. So the University of South Carolina is located right in the capital in Columbia, in South Carolina. So we're right kind of in the center. We're about 90 miles from the water. We're about 90 miles from the mountains, and we're about 90 miles from Charlotte. We have about 27,000 undergraduate students on our campus, but about 42,000 of those students are actually from out of state. I live in Illinois, but I cover your state as well. So you'll have a lot of us all around the country, which is nice. We have students from all 50 states and over 100 different countries on our campus. And we've also been given the Insight into Diversity Higher Education Excellence Award since its conception. So we've received that award every year. These are going to be the different degree programs that we offer at the University of South Carolina. We offer more than 100 academic programs with 325 different combinations of majors, minors, and conglomerates, or cognates. I won't have time to go over each of them, but we do have the #1 international business program in the country. We also have the #1 sport and entertainment management program in the country, which includes exercise science as well. All of our programs are going to be direct admit, except for there's a couple caveats. That's international business and the College of Nursing. But if you are admitted into our #1 ranked honors college, you do have direct admit into any of the programs that we offer at the University of South Carolina. So with the Honors College, it is one of the 2 opportunities that we offer for students who enjoy kind of a challenge. Consider the Honors College if you want that small liberal arts field, but you want all of the resources of a large Research One public institution. Students who live in the Honors College do have their own housing option. There's over 500 different classes that students in the Honors College can be a part of, as well as the average class size only being about 16 students with your honors courses. Our other program that we offer is going to be the Capstone Scholars Program. It is also a part of our Carolina Elite programs. And with the Capstone Scholars Program, they do have their own housing option as well, but there's also classes, study abroad opportunities, and just leadership and all of those kinds of things that are also included if you are a part of the Capstone Scholars Program. There is a different application for the Honors College, and you do graduate from the Honors College, but there is no application for Capstone Scholars. So once we're reading your application, and I'll talk about that in a second, we can recommend you for the Capstone Scholars Program, which is super cool. So applying to the University of South Carolina, our freshman profile, although we are going to be test optional this year, this is where our profile fell last year. So we had over 31,000 applications. We had 6,200 enrolled. And the average ranges were what are listed on the screen. So 1190 to 1360, 25 to 31, and a 3.8 to a 4.5. Of course, it's going to be a little bit different this year because we are test optional. And we're going to ask for different materials, but this was the profile. So if you're thinking about, like, if you're wondering where you fit, this is kind of what the information that you would go off of. So these are going to be the requirements that we're going to be looking for your high school, the 4 years of English, math, lab science, and all of those that you see listed on there. One thing I do want to mention is that although we require the 1 fine arts credit, if your state or your high school doesn't require you to complete a fine arts credit, you don't have to worry about that. We'll just use an elective or another course off of your transcript to fulfill the requirement. So just because you don't have the fine arts doesn't mean that you can't apply or that you won't be reviewed. Also with the foreign language, it does have to be 2 years of one language as opposed to 1 year of a couple different languages. So there are 3 ways to apply. You can apply using our South Carolina application, the coalition application, or the Common App. Neither is better than the other, and it's definitely up to you. So if you're applying to more than 1 school and we're all on the Common App, then absolutely go ahead and use the Common App. The application requirements are here. So your application, non-refundable fee, you're going to select 2 different majors on your application just to be considered for 2. So it's not a double major, but we want to be able to review you the best way we can. So if your first major fills up, we want to be able to review you for your second major. We do want your self-reported senior year coursework, so you just need to list the classes that you're taking. We want you to complete the college essay, and we are using the essay prompts that are located on the Common application, and those are everywhere. You can find them on their website or on our website as well. Unofficial high school transcripts, and then supplemental materials, or self-reported ACT or SAT test score. With the ACT or SAT, again, it is not required for this year, but if you would like to submit it to us, you definitely can, but anything that you submit to us will be used in your review. So if you decide to submit test scores, we're going to use them. If you don't decide to and decide to use some of the supplemental materials, which would be AP test scores, graded paper from 11th or 12th grade, any of the supplemental materials that you can find on the list on our website, then we will definitely look to see everything that you submitted, and we're going to review your application in that way. So the honors application is going to need a couple of different things. And so for honors and for top scholars, which are going to be some of our scholarship areas, we ask for 2 additional letters of recommendation, 2 essays, and then a short answer, which is a question that we ask on the honors application. The 2 letters of recommendation can be sent directly from an academic source, a teacher, a counselor, something like that. The 2 essays, there are 2 prompts that are located on our website, but we ask that you submit those to us, and I'll give you some deadlines in a second. So here are going to be the different deadlines. The early action deadline is going to be October 15th. The application is currently open. If you submit all your materials to us by October 15th, you will get your decision in mid-December. It is non-binding, so you can apply early and you can get your decision early. The way that we do housing is based on when you apply to the University of South Carolina, not when you accept your offer. So technically, when you submit your application, it is your place in line for the actual housing application. Housing is guaranteed for all freshmen, but it's just letting you know, like, if you're first choice, second choice, things like that. The Honors and Top Scholar application, it will open September 1st, and the deadline to submit all the information is going to be November 15th. And then you will get a decision about that honors application, or if you've been invited to Top Scholars, in mid-February. If you submit everything by December 1st, which is going to be the one date that we need you to remember, you will get your decision by mid-March. If you're planning on taking the ACT or SAT, we need all those credentials submitted to us by February 1st. And then in mid-March, we will notify any students of any scholarships. We do not need an extra application for scholarships. They're all used with your application. So your application for admission is your application for scholarship. There are a couple of scholarships that are only for top scholar students. So you do have to submit the honors application, and there's only 3 of them. But for the rest of them, your application for admission is your application for any of our scholarships. These are going to be the estimated cost for this year, and it'll be around the same for this upcoming year as well. So in-state and out-of-state, a lot of our scholarships that are for out-of-state students, like those in Wisconsin, they include a tuition reduction, sometimes all the way to the in-state rate. So you can see what that difference of cost is. But we do award students from $5,000 all the way to the in-state rate, and then plus more cash. So I'm your admissions representative. I have Illinois, Iowa, North Dakota, South Dakota, and of course, Wisconsin. If you have any specific questions for me, I would just recommend shooting me an email or giving me a call. And then you can also follow me on Instagram because social media is super big. But if you wanted to just contact the Office of Admissions, you can do that as well. So here's the contact information for the Office of Undergrad Admissions. You can send an email to them about any questions that you have, and you can also send them to me. And I will also be around at the end for any of the questions that you all might have, and you can definitely submit those to us. And I'm going to turn it over.
Okay. Hi, my name is Michelle Bogan, and I am with Winthrop University. And so now I am going to share my screen and go over the Winthrop presentation with you. It's not coming up.
Michelle, we're seeing everything on your screen, but I think you just might need to unmute yourself. Otherwise, we're seeing the visuals though.
What am I doing?
You're good, Michelle. That's good. We can hear you and see your presentation.
Where students from all over the world come together with a common goal. A university that rarely has a class with more than 20 students per professor. An institution that was founded on rich history that continues to make its own. A 108-acre campus that sits cozy in the heart of the Carolinas. This is Winthrop University, home to the Eagles and nearly 6,000 students from over 40 countries who study, develop, and dedicate themselves to pursue their dreams, to become scientists, educators, media professionals, to help create a better world. This once one schoolhouse campus has transformed over the last 130 years, adding over 40 new buildings, including the state-of-the-art West Center, the $12 million Dalton Hall, and the 128,000 square foot DiGiorgio Student Center. This university is full of dream leaders, goal setters, student leaders, those who are known, not just numbers. And not a moment goes by in a student's time at Winthrop that they do not feel appreciated, valued, and a part of this family. A family that supports the artists and the creative, on the stage, in the gallery, and on the screen, and in the games that matter most. And although Winthrop may be small, we are mighty. With 18 NCAA Division I teams, Winthrop has captured over 40 Big South Championship titles and made 2 trips to the NCAA games. We have impressed those who have come to compete, not only with our presence in the game, but our facilities that house our Eagles. Our Coliseum has been ranked 30th in the nation, and our multi-million-dollar ballpark and track hosts national competitions. And when you arrive, challenge, to think critically, to consider perspectives that are different than your own, to be involved inside and outside the classroom, to make the most of your time. The opportunities are endless. From undergraduate research to competitive internships, our classrooms thrive off of hands-on learning. One thing will forever be true. At Winthrop, we will never be alone in pursuing excellence. From your first day on campus to your walk across the stage of graduation, these faculty, staff, student mentors, and your peers will cheer you on tough days, push you to reach your academic goals, and leave you a better person from having been here. And while academic goals are the heart of your time here, the memories you make will be everlasting. From sipping hot apple cider at the fall festival to cheering on your team at Eagle Madness, from tailgates to cornhole tournaments or simply swimming on Scholars Walk, this place is special. And we invite you to make it your home. Because this is Winthrop University, where you belong. Imagine a place where students from all over the world come.
So that was a little overview of Winthrop. I hope you enjoyed that. And now a little bit about us. We have approximately 6,000 students at Winthrop, about 5,000 undergraduates and approximately 1,000 students in graduate school, typically around 1,000 freshmen each year. We have students from over 38 countries and about 40 different states. So we do have a diverse population, and we are rolling admissions, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about our application in a second. By the numbers, we have almost 300 full-time faculty members, 85 with a terminal degree. All of our classes are taught by professors. They are not taught by TAs or graduate students. Our student-teacher ratio is 13:1, and the average class size is 21 at Winthrop. We have an honors program, which students are invited to apply for. Once they have applied to Winthrop and have been accepted, they would then fill out a separate application to apply to our honors program. We have a lot of leadership opportunities for students, opportunities to study abroad, and endless volunteer opportunities as well. A little bit about our statistics for out-of-state students, and I work with only out-of-state students. I'm actually based in Virginia, but I do cover most of the outer, with the exception of a few on the East Coast, most of the out-of-state students I do take care of. So our average out-of-state GPA is a 3.48, and SAT 1065 and 22 ACT. And again, those are some averages. We at Winthrop have over 160 clubs and organizations. We feel like there is something for everyone. So if you like to be involved, there is certainly multiple opportunities for you to do that. We have 19 Greek organizations, 50 intramural sports. We also have club sports. We do have 18 Division I sports. We are in the Big South Conference. Location-wise, we are in Rock Hill, South Carolina. We are right at the state line of South Carolina, North Carolina. So we are 30 minutes south of Charlotte. So just to kind of give you an idea where we are. Rock Hill is the 5th largest city in the state of South Carolina. So we feel like there is plenty to do in Rock Hill, but being so close to Charlotte is always just endless opportunities for students, not only for the fun things like professional sports and Carowinds, the big amusement park, but also for internship opportunities and for employment opportunities after graduating. So on-campus living, all of our freshmen and sophomores are required to live on campus. The exception to that rule is if you live within 50 miles of the school. If your home is within 50 miles of the school, you can then live at home. But we really like freshmen and sophomores to be on campus. I think it just provides a lot of opportunities for them and to help them really get connected and engaged. We have 3 different types of residential halls. We have apartment, suite, and traditional styles. Again, endless opportunities, sorry, for living on campus, but freshmen are allowed to have cars. We have free laundry in all of our buildings, and a lot of things like a micro fridge and things like that are included in the rooms. Financial aid. So we always suggest that every student fill out FAFSA first and foremost. We think that that is extremely important, but we have a lot of opportunities for students to get scholarships. And one of the things I always like to mention are our merit-based scholarships. So when students apply, they are automatically considered for merit-based scholarships, nothing that you have to do. It's based on GPA and test scores. And for out-of-state students, one of the great things about our scholarships is to get the in-state tuition. So you would get the out-of-state waiver. And then we have 3 different categories of scholarships, which gives additional funds in addition to the waiver. Again, that is something that every student who applies is considered for. Then we also have opportunities for athletic and talent scholarships and scholarships in majors, and then of course outside scholarships and private loans as well. So why Winthrop? Winthrop has been ranked one of the top 10 public universities in the South for over 20 years. We are second in the nation for minority student achievement by Education Trust. 91% student placement rate in a career after college, and most diverse student population in all of South Carolina colleges. We pride ourselves on being a very diverse university. It's just been very, very important to us, and we were recently named the most diverse public university in South Carolina, which has just been a great honor for us. So I do want to mention sorry, it's blank. We don't have a slide on here for that, and I do apologize, but our application is on our website, and it is live now. It went live August 1. It is a very simple, basic application as far as application goes. It's our own, and it's currently free. There's no essay required. For the first time this year, we will be accepting the Common App as well. That will start on September 1. That one will not be free, but we do, again, have our application, and it is on our website, and it will be available free until November 1st. We just require a transcript and test scores. There is a chance that we will be test optional for the fall. We're still waiting on final approval because of everything that has been happening. And we know it's kind of been hard for students to test, but as of right now, we're saying to send in scores as well. So our first decision, we are rolling admissions, which means we continuously receive applications and give decisions, but our first main decision will come December 1st. So the application would need to be in by November 1st to get a decision on December 1st. The second round of decisions will come on February 15th. And then after that, we will continuously review applications and make decisions. So thank you all for joining me. I think we're gonna now open it up for questions. If anybody has any questions, we'll be glad to answer them.
It doesn't look like we have any, but of course, y'all all have all of our contact information if you have specific questions for us. Thank you all for attending and for listening to our presentations. And we hope you guys take advantage of all the other presentations that are going to be happening throughout this week. You're still muted.
Thank you very much. We're still getting into the swing of things. First things first, thank you to everyone for joining us today. Again, you do have our representative's contact information, so do not hesitate to reach out should you have questions. And again, thank you. There will be a quick survey, so please do submit that feedback so we can improve practices moving forward. And also, there are more sessions to sign up for, again, at wacac.com, and you can go back and revisit the recording if there's anything you might have missed along the way. So thank you again for everybody's attendance, and hope you have a wonderful evening.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.